The Pentagon has made a big deal about putting out these quote-unquote UFO reports, saying that we're going to look into this earnestly and we're going to be honest and reveal to the public what we know. Well, they've been very judicious with the terminology, and that's going to be the key. You have to understand the wording that they're using and what it means. Pentagon clarifies position on, once again, a lot of giant air quotes here, aliens. What is an alien? An alien is somebody not from Earth. There is currently no evidence of extraterrestrials, once again, not from Earth, landing or crashing on our planet. The Undersecretary of Defense says, but wait a minute. What about all of these videos and pictures going back decades, centuries, really, from all across the globe? You mean no evidence? That's what they're saying. No evidence that it's from some other planet. A new body set up by the Pentagon to look into reported sightings of UFOs has so far not found any evidence of, quote-unquote, alien life. The U.S. DoD said. And this should really tell you what they're talking about. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, which was established this July to track unidentified objects in the sky, space, and underwater, and to assess any security threat these may pose, has received several hundreds of additional reports of unexplained phenomena. The head of the body, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, told journalists on Friday. The first thing you should understand here is that any craft designed to fly through outer space, the vacuum of outer space, would not do well underwater, because it's the virtual opposite. A craft designed to fly in outer space would have written into it as needing pressure from the inside. Craft going underwater have to resist pressure from the outside. It's literally the opposite engineering task. But to continue, however, according to Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence Ronald Moultrie, AARO experts, quote unquote, haven't seen anything that would lead us to believe any of the objects we have seen are of alien origin, meaning not of Earth. Quote, I haven't seen anything to suggest there has been an alien visitation or alien crash. Now take all those words out and put in others. Ask the question, have you seen anything that would make you believe that there might be visitations or crashes from craft that are coming from the deep oceans or perhaps under the ice in Antarctica? You see, that would be a completely different question. The Undersecretary also said that the U.S. considers any unauthorized system, more air quotes, in its airspace to be a threat to safety. Both Kirkpatrick and Moultrie declined to reveal how many of the approximately 400 cases under investigation have already been identified. More detailed information is promised to be released in a dedicated report by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Kirkpatrick also said that AARO has been working on expanding its ability to identify UFOs. Okay, and this is another tricky use of language here. Its ability to identify unidentified flying objects. Its ability to identify things that are unidentified. But what it's not saying here is that they're not working on expanding their ability to further identify things they already know what it is. I mean, think of IFOs, identified flying objects that we just don't know a hell of a lot about. We know they're coming from the deep oceans, we know they're coming from Antarctica, and that's what we know, and we're not going to try to expand beyond that, is what's being said there, including recalibrating sensors and coordinating with the Pentagon and the U.S. intelligence community to get the signatures of American technology to deconflict observations. UFOs have been, once again, UFOs, unidentified. You see, they use the term UFOs in some places, and they use aerial phenomena in others. UFOs have been a hot topic in Washington in recent months after the U.S. Congress, and here's where it gets really good, held its first hearing on the issue in more than half a century. The lawmakers expressed concerns that the unidentified objects could be aliens or some new technology operated by China, an enemy, Russia, enemy-ish, or another potential adversary. Who else would be out there with this ability that would qualify as an adversary? Think about that. Who out there besides China and Russia, if they really think it's somebody that we know of, would have the ability where we wouldn't know? The Saudis are incredibly wealthy, but I don't think they even have submarines. You see, this is the key. You have to unglue all of the lexicon and understand all of those words have meanings to those people. And when you look at what they're saying that there are things out there they're very well aware of. And they're very well of the fact of what their origin is. Meaning that they are 100% sure that these things are coming from somewhere here on Earth. And given what we have uncovered on this channel about Antarctica, and using the imagery just from Google Earth alone, the hundreds of things we've uncovered, it's very clear this is the case. Very clear. And some would say, well, Florida Maquis, I mean, some of the things you show are shadows of light and snow and tricks of photography. Here's one that isn't. I want you to look at this part of Antarctica completely free of snow. And I'll give you this location. I refer to it, just generally speaking, as ancient Manhattan. These are road beds. These 90-degree divots in the land here, these are road beds. This is what a city would look like if you dug up all of the road material and you knocked down all the buildings. A lot of people don't realize how deep you have to dig to make a proper road, how many feet down you have to go down and set the base of the road. Even the Romans knew this. It's many, many, many feet down that you've got to dig. And then you put layers of different things upon other layers, and then you get a nice smooth top. You have to do this these are road beds. They're 90 degrees to each other, and they're all over this peninsula. Now, some aren't exactly 90 degrees, but there's been major cataclysm down here. And we've shown this all over the place. There was a settlement here of some kind, a major settlement. And it goes all the way back inland. And you can see this, even all the way back here. These aren't striations from glaciers advancing and retreating, because they're at 90 degrees to each other. Some aren't, but most are. So this alone, no snow, no shadows, no tricks of photography. When you look at this, and especially when you look at this bay right here, this was clearly created. This is a deep water port where a large ship would come in, and you can see where there used to be shallower water here where they would load, offload. Right here. It's just, you can see stuff like this all up and down the east coast of the United States and truly all over the world. This is the remnants of a civilization. Very easy to see. I'll give you the coordinates. You can look at it for yourself. Google Earth Pro. It's piece of cake. This isn't natural. This isn't normal. There's another one over here. Absolutely perfect bay where ships would come in. And I'm sure there's some things that aren't absolutely perfect because there has been major cataclysms over the last 15 to 20,000 years. Melting and refreezing, and I'm sure at one time this was completely covered in ice, and then it melted again and recovered again. So yeah, that has happened. But the ice didn't cause this, man did. Or a man type of civilization that we just don't know about yet, and likely has retreated under the ice. So anyway, I will leave that there and let you guys make the decision for yourself. You can read the reports, you can look at this stuff, but any sane, clear-minded thinking individual would never entertain the notion that the fifth largest continent on the planet, with 80% of the fresh water that science has confirmed was at one time connected to all of the other land masses, would have absolutely zero evidence of any advanced life form when every single other continent has it. Australia has it, Africa has it, South and North America, Europe. They all have evidence of life beyond penguins and wind, ice, rock, and snow, and seals. It would be mind-bogglingly ridiculous to even entertain an idea that a landmass that size would not have at one time in the past had something on it beyond that. So I will leave it there. But